I'm Linda McCann, and I'm a personal leadership organization development consultant. And I was thrilled when I was approached by Liz to help design, to work with her and others to design and facilitate this session. I certainly have a real passion for this topic of leadership. I've been a facilitator of leadership development programs for close to 30 years, and I work primarily with institutes of higher education. I've found that in my research and working with organizations across Canada that what we need in leaders, the kinds of skills that we're looking for are consistent regardless of the province or the organization. And so I've tried to bring some tools and some practices that will assist with that to this particular group. There are a couple areas that we're focusing on in this session, and always keeping in mind the competencies, the leadership competencies that SIAST wants to see developed in all of their employees, particularly those who are interested in more formal leadership positions. So I'm certainly talking about why is leadership on everyone's agenda. There's such an interest in leadership development. And then the discussion about what is leadership. Last night, this group had a look at the kinds of leaders that they admire and the competencies they admire. And then we compare that to some of the research and models that are out there and what they're telling us about good leadership, and you see that there's a match. So then we focus on, given that those kinds of things are important, and it's self-awareness, relationship management, having a vision, given that those are critical and they line up with what SIAST is focusing on as well, how can we help develop those skills? So we do a combination of practice, they get a chance to practice, and then some tools that they can take away with them to help them in the future. Well, the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator is just one of many tools that helps people understand themselves better and understand people who are similar and different from them and how they might work together more effectively. And not only in this session will people identify what their preferences are, how they like to work, but then as the day goes on, they'll have a conversation about that. And so, for example, someone might say that they have a preference when they're working on a project to get started early on that project. And another person might say they like to wait until closer to the end before they really get involved in that project. And what we'll be doing is talking about, well, what's that like when we work together then? How can we work more effectively together as opposed to thinking the other person's difficult? How might we appreciate that we have different preferences and find ways to talk about working together? So it's entirely used as a way to be appreciative of yourself and of one another. I've certainly noticed there's a readiness and openness to learning. People are very engaged and involved and happy to look at themselves and to participate. And I do notice quite a flexibility in terms of openness to how to learn that might be unique.